What was your favorite?
My favorite like one-off TikTok that I did low key was Victoria's Secret. When I was at Ohio State, they wanted me to help roll out their gender neutral line.
They had you in a thong?
Nah, hell no. Gender neutral. Come on now. But they let me get one of my teammates in on it, and they literally just let us do a bunch of TikTok dances.
Nice.
And they just threw us some bread for it. That one was really fun.
Well, all right. Battle raps, cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so...
Let's go, champ. Welcome back to the Party with Strategy podcast. Very special guest on the couch today. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We definitely need that. Helps out. And shouts to Rendezvous Limousine. It's been a minute since we shouted them out. I remembered to do it at the top of the episode. If you're in Chicago and you want the best ride you could possibly get anywhere you're trying to go, rndzlimo.com. You're locked in. We're back. Let's go. Shooter shoot.
Shooter shoot.
The Elk Grove Village Violator.
Okay, that's a new one.
He's tall and skinny like a French fry and also a Buckeye.
Yes, I am.
My boy Jimmy Sotos.
How we doing?
How you feeling?
I'm good. Well, how are you?
I'm good. I just
that was hard.
I just
that was
came
a cool
up
intro.
with the wildest intro I think we've had so far, but you know, it'll do.
Depends
Short
on the
notice.
fries. Tall and skinny.
I was thinking McDonald's.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Classic. I don't know why I initially went to Steak and Shake. Those are small and skinny.
Those are like shoelace, right? Aren't the Steak and Shake ones even thinner?
Yeah, they're like little aglets.
Nah, I didn't mean it like Steak and Shake. I meant like McDonald's. Like there's, you know,
I appreciate
you got
that.
a little.
I appreciate that.
got
I
a
like
little
to think so too.
You're out here. We might get you to take the shirt off for the thumbnail.
It's winter, man. It's bulking season.
Yeah, true. So how you doing, bro?
I'm good.
What's going on?
Music. Trying to get like you.
You're trying to get like my boys in the other room. I just play it. You're trying to make it.
Correct. You got boys in the other room that create? Oh.
The no good homies are over here.
No good homies. Sound like a good time.
So you're trying to get into music. That's where you're at now.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit of a backstory because I tried to do some research and there's some things.
What things?
There's a couple things.
It's a lot of things, unfortunately.
No, it's just you know, you were a basketball player and then you were doing dancing on TikTok that got big and then the two worlds kind of collided, right? Mm-hmm. You were doing trick shots for Tostinos.
I think I got in trouble for saying Tostinos.
Is it Totinos?
It's Totinos.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had to like reshoot the video again because of that.
Why does everyone, is that the default, Tostinos? This is like a Mandela effect thing.
I was just going to say, it's like the Monopoly joint behind you.
Yeah.
Some people think he doesn't or doesn't have a monocle. Monocle. Monocle's a weird way to pronounce that, my bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know why. I thought it was Tostinos as well.
Yeah, maybe.
There's an S in there, right?
I thought so.
It's either Totinos and everyone says Tostinos, or it's Tostinos and everyone says Totinos.
Nobody says Totinos, so it's definitely
the other way around then. It's definitely that way then.
That's crazy.
That's funny. I think that was the first video like brand deal I ever did, the Totino's Pizza Rolls one. And then it snowballed from there, but that was the first one.
What was your favorite?
My favorite, like brand deal or like brand activation or like appearance or like.
All right, I guess we're gonna have to break it all down. I think I could decipher the difference, but for someone watching, maybe you know, what's the difference?
So like the one-off TikTok posts are like a brand throws you some bread to post a video, and depending on the brand, they'll give you a lot of creative freedom to take in any direction you want. But that's just like a one-off. And then there's like brand activations where a brand will invite you to an event. And those are the most fun. And all you got to do is just like post content on the fly.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then there's like appearance things. But my favorite like one-off TikTok that I did low key was Victoria's Secret. When I was at Ohio State, they wanted me to help roll out their gender neutral line. And
they had you in a thong?
Nah, hell no. Gender neutral. Come on now. But they let me get one of my teammates in on it, and they literally just let us do a bunch of TikTok dances.
Nice.
And they just threw us some bread for it. That one was really fun. And the best like brand activation one was Raising Cane's. and the Dallas Cowboys, they invited us to Texas. And we got to like kick it with Post Malone and a bunch of my other influencer homies out there.
And just eat Raising Cane's with
Yeah,
special
and then
sauce?
we went to the Red River Saloon in Dallas, and it was so fucking turned. Like, no club in Chicago could ever even try. Like,
No,
I
stop
promise you. It was a like proper swing dancing joint.
Okay,
Like
well,
proper.
yeah.
And then at midnight, all the girls get on top of the bar, and it's just like crunk. Like as ratchet as Y Bar gets. It was a fucking gas.
That's
it was
amazing.
so fun.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
When you were doing a lot of dancing on TikTok, did 7M ever reach out to you? Did you ever think about joining the Shekinah Church?
Huh? Wait, elaborate.
Well, I just watched this documentary on Netflix about these. It's called like Dancing for the Devil.
Okay, I thought that's what you was getting at. Yeah, I know some of them, but no, they never. There was
They're all Christian, right?
it was some weird like cult shit going on.
I think it was based in Christianity, yeah, but it was just some dude that was like, he had his own little church, and before the 7M thing, it was called the Shekinah Church, and then he got like in trouble for that, and then switched over to this 7M thing, but then like they all came together and got his ass.
Yeah, that's just sad.
It's crazy, bro.
It's
It's like,
crazy.
it is sad, but also like, come on, what are you doing?
Him
What are
or
you
the
doing
people or the
falling for a
kids?
cult? What are you doing listening to this guy?
Bro, I thought like that too. And like I don't like some people like they're so vulnerable. Like, and if you can trick them into like, yo, just trust me, you'll get the fame, the clout, all the attention you could ever want. Like, just trust me, I got you. Some people want that so bad
Yeah,
that
I mean,
it's
They're-
easy to get manipulated at that point.
yeah, for sure, 100%. But like, I always go back and forth. I'm like, damn, I feel bad for them. Then I'm like, nah, they're fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I feel bad for them. Nah, why did they
Some
do
people
it?
just don't got like real grounding roots and like principles
Yeah.
to like fall back on. They just like see an opportunity and they're just like they see too many movies. Damn near, I feel like. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is my big it moment.
Or like something's missing in their life, and whatever they're getting from
Right.
going to this church feels
fills
like
the
it's
void.
filling that, and then they just completely are like,
Yeah.
okay, this is it. I'm going full on.
Facts.
I'll give this guy all my money. He can fuck my wife.
Oh, is this a Mormon church?
It was whatever he wanted it to be, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, but all right,
that
I
got deep.
digress. I don't know. We branched off. I want to know. Give me what I don't know. Give me your story if you have it in like a quick version. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've ever. Have you ever done a pod before?
Yeah, a
Okay,
couple.
tell
Been a minute though. At least this is my first one now that I'm making music. But what got me here is all right. Yeah, like you said, I went from Jimmy the basketball player to Jimmy the TikToker literally overnight, and I was like, fuck that. I'm still a hooper. So I went overseas, played ball, got hurt my ankle. As a rookie overseas, you don't really get paid if you're not playing. And I was with the time zone change and everything. I was like, I'm missing out on so much bread back home. Like, and they kind of called my bluff, the ownership, or whatever. But I was like, all right, I'm going home. And when I was home, that's when I was like, wait, fuck, like I'm not a baller no more. Like I'm really just on social media.
But like, why was that? What do you mean? You stopped playing basketball overseas because you got hurt, and then you came home and you weren't. You were
I was
still
also
hurt,
I also kind
or
of lost
like-
the love with
Okay,
basketball. I really
okay.
did fall out of love with it, and I hate that I let myself fall out of love with it. But that's its own story in of itself. But yeah, I came back and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this whole creative angle. I've always been a creative person. I got lucky to have this following and this platform that I just really wanted to do something with. And I moved to New York where my agents were and a lot of like my creative friends, and I just kind of started just throwing darts at a wall. And what was really easy for me was the sports podcast, the sports media angle, when I was just talking about what I know, and it was just super easy. But like the day to day was just like, it felt like a comfort zone for me. I was like, this is what people kind of expected for me to do. Like it's easy. Like I'm just talking about basketball. And I don't know, like I always thought I was more than just a ball player, and I had all these different things to me that I just wanted to tap into. And so I literally just was like, fuck that. I don't care if that's what makes the most sense. I was like, I'm driving myself crazy knowing that there's more to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I still didn't know what it was. So I was like, I'm just going to keep trying things. And I was actually at the point where I kept trying so many things. I was like, I got to low-key do some shit. And I started training for basketball again to go back overseas.
And what year is this, you think?
No, this was. I mean, I've only been back in America for a year and a half now. It'll be 2 years now.
Okay.
So this past summer, I took the whole year off, and then this upcoming season, I was gonna go back overseas, and then I got hit by a fucking car, broke my hand. That's when we started going out a little bit more, and at that point, I was like, all right, let me try my hand at music. Like I've always had an ear for it. I've always like made it passively, like on plane rides, on bus rides, just kind of like for shits and giggles. Like my homies would rap, and I would just like make hip hop beats and shit. And I really was not into the EDM scene at all. And then Bella, who you know, my girlfriend, started introducing me to the genre a little bit more. And I started going from FL Studio to Ableton. And then I was just like, all right, let me just see what I can really do. And I have this irrational belief that if somebody else can do it, I can do it too, as long as I apply myself, take the time to teach myself. And I ain't gonna lie, like I started to fall in love with like that process of like waking up and like feeling yourself get better each day, like learning little shit here and there.
Yeah.
So
That's
I know
dope.
I'm still just scratching the surface, but I just really love the process.
What was some of the music that Bella played for you that kind of got you hooked and fucking with dance music or house music or whatever it is?
I mean, I feel like it's probably most people's at this point, but the first person to show me that like it's not just like headbanging, it was Fred again.
Yeah.
And then once I started tapping to Fred again, I started to like go back a little bit. And there's this guy, Jamie XX, I'm sure you know, his like In Color album. I don't know, that shit was just like beautiful. Like the way you can like hear sound and think of colors almost. The way like your senses can like converge and like blur into like one overwhelming feeling. And then like going to raves and going to festivals and just soaking it all in and realizing there's so many different ways you could take this genre that I was just like, I gotta apply myself. And you know, when you got just social media, you unemployed, like you got a lot of time. And I'm just like, all right, like what am I gonna do with all this time on my hands? And now it's music. And I get addicted to like getting better at things, like that challenge, the chase. Like, so right now that's where I'm at.
Yeah, fuck yeah. What are some memorable DJ sets you have from like festivals or raves or shows or whatever? Like who fucking
the
blew
first
your
one
mind?
that came to my mind was Dr. Fresh.
Nice.
Because he's like older and he's like a fucking just goober up there. And that's why I was like I might not be icy right away. I might not be really good in a year or 2 years, but like my man's is like 40 something. By the time I'm
It was
his age,
inspiring for you to see him up there. And
I
you're
was
like,
just like,
oh, if that old
because-
motherfucker's out here like that, I could be old too like that.
literally because so many people are like, yeah, do it while you're young. Like do all that while you're young. I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna do this shit till I can't no more.
Well, how old are you right now?
26.
All right, so you're still relatively young too.
In the grand scheme of things, but like I just think it's an approach. Like everybody's been telling me for like forever, like, yeah, make the most of it while you're young. Do this while you're young. I'm just like, you can do it too.
Yeah, no, it is dope to have that
If
mindset.
you have the resources, if you don't have certain responsibilities holding you back, I recognize that. But
Yeah, but it's dope to recognize like, all right, I want to get into this at 26 and like Dr. Fresh is up there absolutely murdering and he's 40 something, 50. I don't even know how old Dr. Fresh is, but to think that way and be like, even if it takes me 20 years to get super dope, I'm willing to put work in for the next 20 years. That's pretty tight.
And I've gotten comfortable with like, again, I've been doing the social media thing for like 4.5 years now. And now I've been so open and just vulnerable expressing myself that like, I'm just going to continue to do so. So like, I thought about like, all right, I'm just going to go dark and like, once I'm really good, then I'll like emerge. But like, there's no need for that. Like I've been the same person my entire life. I'm just going to continue to express myself. Now it's through a new medium of art. And if you love it now, lit. If you don't love it now, like that's where the irrational belief is like, all right, you're going to love the next one. And if you don't love that one, you're going to love the third one.
Yeah.
And eventually I'm, you know, as long as I enjoy what I'm doing, like I told you, the sports media stuff, like the day to day was just so like monotonous. And I was like low-key hating it. I'm talking about the game I love in such like a minimizing way, like dismissing people that like I used to play against and stuff. And I was able to like, you know, do that, get good deals out of it. Like I got some deals like with Yahoo Sports like right away. But like, I don't know, I just in my head about the whole thing. But like now when I'm making music, like it's just so fun. Like I lose myself in the process. So that's why I really like this part.
Did you like growing up play music at all? Did you do like piano lessons at some point?
We
or
had a keyboard in the
guitar
house. My
or
brothers
something?
played, but like I was Like I was basketball, like nothing else. Like I missed out on a lot of like the going out stuff. Like I feel like a lot of like high school and college kids do, because I was like, you know, my family sheltered me from everything else. Like my brothers would like tailor all of my focus and energy back to basketball no matter what.
Because you were just so good at a certain age that everybody was like, oh, we got to feed this.
Yeah. Not to like too much home, but like, you know, I knew I was good. My family knew I was good.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah, like, so I kept the main thing. And then when I was done playing basketball, like for that last year, I was like really fucking lost for a minute.
I could see that. When you dedicate your whole life to some shit and then come to a realization one day that maybe it's not what you want to do, and you're like, well, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, there's a graphic novel called Preacher. I think there's a adaptation on Netflix of it. But like at the end of the novel, there's a bar, or not a bar, but like a line, and it's one of the main characters. He's like, isn't it crazy when you thought your story was going in one direction just for it to have been going in an entirely different direction the entire time? And I don't know why that one resonated with me so much.
Yeah.
But back to your initial question, like, no, it was always basketball. But I told you, like, I would make music passively, like on bus rides and shit. And every there's a thing. All basketball players want to be rappers. All rappers want to be basketball players. It's like a thing. So like the music that influenced me was always rap. And you know, it's a black culture genre. So like I never wanted to like overstep or anything, but like I was such a fan. So like my way of indulging and engaging was to be the one to make the beats, and my homies would rap, and like we would all freestyle and shit together. But like when we thought like we were actually like coming up with some shit, like they would perform it, I would just try to make it. But nobody would ever do anything with it, because we would just, all right, we get to the hotel, all right, get off the bus, go stretch, get ready for the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
well, what kind of stuff were you listening to? Like, what was your shit back in the day? What was? Like,
I mean, Kanye.
Okay.
Kanye's like my everything. Like 808s and Heartbreaks. That album.
When 808 and Heartbreaks came out, how old were you?
I was in like middle school, or like,
right? I feel like I was in high school.
Yeah, I was in like
14 years ago, I think it got released.
Yeah. I was in like so I had 3 older brothers who were all basketball players as well. But you know, we're all just very in tune with music, so they would like put me onto everything, and I'd want to be like them so bad. Yeah. So my oldest brother was like, "This is the best album ever." So I'm telling all my friends, "This is the best album ever."
Yeah.
And over time, you just like start to actually believe it. You start to really listen to it more. You revisit it and stuff. But like, yeah, like Kanye, and then when Chance the Rapper put out the Coloring Book album, that was when I was in high school, and that was like the next adaptation of that, I felt like. But it all comes back to this whole like, for me, like music can be so fucking like, when done right, it can literally like take all your senses and like blur them into one, and then you just like lose yourself for a moment.
You get lost in that
It's
shit.
fucking beautiful.
I know, we just did that.
It's the fucking best.
Yeah.
It's so lit.
You gotta get on the Patreon if you want to see it. It's fucking crazy,
Patreon,
bro. Patreon, 1 extra episode every week, $5 a month, best deal in the city, dog.
Just plug yourself.
Yeah. I want to get back to Kanye West for a second.
Run it.
Because 808 and Heartbreaks was my least favorite album he ever put out.
Interesting. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, though, like,
that one's great. That one's great.
All right, we could talk about his other albums, though.
But I'm college dropout. Like probably the way that you feel about 808 and Heartbreaks is the way I feel about college dropout. I'd imagine. It's like the first is my introduction to him, and I'm like, whoa, this shit's crazy. Yeah. What is this?
I mean, with that album, he was just like, he was able to. I feel like he kind of popularized this. I might be ignorant to that, but being able to rap about like violent shit.
Yeah,
he was just rapping about his life, and it wasn't necessarily like violent or insinuating violence or drug oriented, or it was just his life, and it was like a authentic representation of him. I like don't blame him for becoming crazy or whatever people call crazy. Like when you've created your own genre damn near, and like I would think of myself as a god too if I created that shit. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a fucking genius, and I got to imagine that comes with its own insane, like however good he is at creating that shit, he's probably just as good at like fucking with himself in his own head or something, you know? Like it goes hand in hand, like the yin and the yang. Like he could do that because of it, but
Right,
also
like
there's like this bad side to it, I bet.
That's why, for me, like, yeah, I can separate the art from the artist.
Yeah. So you're bumping R. Kelly or what?
Fuck no.
Bro,
I know,
you
I'm
just
a
said you
hypocrite.
could separate the art.
Not when you pissing on little girls, bro. No.
I think that my love for the music as a young man, like when Ignition Remix first came out, like the love that I have for that song isn't overshadowed by what he did. Like obviously what he did is terrible, but like I hear that song and the memories that I have attached to that song are so much stronger than the information of him doing terrible things. Like
No, I respect
I don't know.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I do. I totally get that. I totally get that. I don't have enough of an attachment to the music.
That's
I just
what
don't.
it would be, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like if Kanye did it, all right. No, I'm not.
No, you're probably right. You probably have enough of an attachment to that music to be like, it doesn't matter.
Like I think
my
about
mind
that with
doesn't go
basketball.
there.
Like people just like try to forget about what Kobe Bryant did, but like because it's Kobe.
I mean, he did have some sexual assault allegations.
Kobe got into some shit, but it's Kobe Bryant.
But
I'm
hold
not gonna
on.
be the one to. I mean, I just brought it up.
It's like, boy, man, like, I remember that now.
But was he charged with whatever the
That's a great
speculations
question.
were?
I purposefully did not look into it because I subscribe to ignorance is bliss, and like I don't want to know. Like Derrick Rose got in his own set of things too. And I'm like,
Everybody's doing weird shit, bro.
that
Like, let's
happens
be
when
honest.
you get big, dog.
Everybody's doing weird shit.
I done seen some weird shit.
And not that it's right by any means, but like that's the reality of
I
it.
bet you've seen some weird shit.
I've done some weird shit.
Oh, you a weirdo.
It's like, you've seen it. No, I've done something.
I'm the weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like when you make it to a certain point, like your access just becomes unlimited, and like you don't scratch so many boxes. You're like, oh, how many other boxes can I scratch off? Like,
Yeah, I can imagine that.
you been in New York
Yeah.
a lot?
Not a lot, but when I was 20, like when I was 19, 20, I dated a girl who lived out there part-time, so I'd go fucking fly out there and
You ever like performed out there?
Smash.
Like any gigs out there?
um
Sorry, we'll gloss over it for sure.
no, I've never. Oh, I did. I played at Slate in New York actually. I played at Slate, and I want to say somewhere in Brooklyn that used to do like a famous brunch, but by the time I played there, it was like kind of dying on
New
its
York's got some weird shit.
back end. Yeah, I've been to the box.
Yeah,
You've been
New
to the
York's got
box.
some weird shit. New York's got some weird shit.
Yeah,
The box.
You don't know the box? You just gotta go to the box.
So it's one
yeah,
of those
yeah.
places-
You're like not supposed to tell people about it, and you just got to get them to go there, and then they go there, and they're like, "I'm not sure why I'm here, but I'm
You
here."
walk out a changed man.
That's the list.
They do some weird shit in there. It's fun for sure.
It's like the
dope.
closest thing to Amsterdam.
Yeah. Yeah, it is tight. Chicago should have something like that.
That'd
We-
be sick.
We just have a bunch of 24-hour fucking wacky booths. We got Frenchie's and the one on Hubbard.
I don't know these.
It's like the
I'm
sex.
still relatively new to like.
It's the sex stores that stay open 24 hours, but then there's like a room in the back where you can rent a video and put it in and go jerk off if you're like for some reason needing to jerk off in between like meetings or something. I don't know.
That
Like,
sounds
why
like
would you
some
go
Chicago
do it over
shit.
there?
There was one next to Paris, I think.
Yeah, TJ's. I think that one's TJ's.
Lockdown TJ.
Motherfuckers, if you don't pull something out of the club, you go over to TJ's.
You freak is
dog.
always out there. No.
They're out there, dog.
Oh, for sure.
No, yeah, everybody does crazy
Speaking
shit.
of Chicago staples that have gone away, all the clubs that like I went to as soon as I came back from playing overseas,
What year was it?
2022.
Okay, 2022. All the clubs you were going to, what were they?
So
They're
like
all gone
I
now?
was home for a couple months, then I moved to New York. By the
Yeah.
time I moved back, Bloom closed, Bounce closed, Hush closed. Hold on, Underground? Underground closed.
Underground closed more recently, but
Okay.
it is closed now. Yeah.
But like Bounce, Hush, Bloom, I love those.
Yeah, those were good times. You before that, you didn't really go out in the city. You didn't party in the city. Like when
I
you
was
were,
never. I didn't live in Chicago.
you,
was.
where'd you live? I
played
read that you were
yeah.
from Elk Grove Village, but did you live over there?
Well, like by the time I was old enough to go out, I didn't live in Chicago. I was playing basketball at Ohio State, and I spent my summers there.
Okay.
Just training and stuff. I'd come home for like maybe some weekends, but like again, like if I went out, I'm back in the crib by midnight because I got to be up for a workout in the morning. Like I was not sending it or anything. Like really, like it was always like basketballs in the back of my head.
Okay.
And then I went right overseas, and I came back for a little bit, and then I sent it, but then I went right to New York, but now I'm back.
Nice. Yeah. What did you meet any of the DJs and shit? Were you like out there politicking? Because you're kind of like, I met you out, you know, like we ran into each other enough times where you realize like, oh, okay, I know this kid. Let's fucking say hi or whatever.
But I'm a very like, I don't know. I like do the handshake and stuff, but I really don't like, I don't know, like not to act like you gotta like be a certain person for me to like take you serious, but I just knew like we could be cool just because you're friends with Jack. So I just knew there was a level
Jackie
of familiarity.
B-roll.
Yeah.
That's your boy.
Oh, that's my dog. Like Jack's the one who introduced me. Jack was the first person to ever take me out in Chicago.
I should have worn my Hoss hat, bro.
Should've
Why
worn
didn't
your
you tell
Hoss
me?
But Jack was the first person. Me and Jack went to LA together. Like,
How did you guys meet?
He just DM'd me on Instagram one time.
Really?
And he was like, yo, like, let me shoot some videos for you. I was like, cool. And then we just started kicking it. And he started showing, he was like the first person to like show me house music.
Nice.
And I used to like laugh with him about it. Like, no, put Future on, like turn this shit off. But he played, not the George Mike. What's the motherfucking song? Hold on, it's gonna hit me. No, it's not. Just give me the night.
George Benson,
Nah, nah,
right?
nah. Just give me the night. Jack showed me that. Music sounds better with you. Like those classics. Like, like okay, there might be some here, but that was all B-roll.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's the man. Me
That's
and Jack
my boy.
had so much fun at LA. We went to a Hotel Roosevelt, the haunted hotel in LA.
Did you see anything crazy?
Nah, we went for a birthday party, like some big like influencer party, and like
Did you like sneak away though and try and like get yourself into some shit or no?
Well, we ended up going to
Like
this
on some
after
Ghost
party. We
Hunter
got into
shit?
enough shit. We were playing, bro. I miss LA, but yeah, man, B-roll's been there for all of that.
Sick.
He's the one who like showed me like how to like party for real, have a good time,
That's tight.
stop worrying so much.
Good for him. I'm glad that he passed that down.
Yeah, but now I can't get him to come out no more.
Yeah, what's up? He's all wifed up and engaged.
Proud of him though.
Yeah.
Happy for him.
Yeah. It's probably, you know, some people, they're better off at the crib.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. Like another reason why I really started making music is because like the platform, everything kind of playing in, but like I'm such a sucker for a good time and like bringing all my people together, and like I don't really have many chances to do that anymore. And like even on holidays, like nobody links with like their friends and shit. It's family, but like I do, like when I get my friends together, like and we all have a good time, like that shit fills me with so much joy. Like convincing my friends to come out, like just trust me, like it'll be a good time, getting everybody together and then everybody actually having a good time. That's like my favorite shit ever.
Yeah.
I don't know, so like through music, like through a show, through a gig, like I just want to bring my family and my friends from all these different walks of life, because I've been blessed to have so many different friends from all these different avenues of life. Just bringing them all together, like I long for that shit.
That's dope. I saw you doing a couple shows for Eric Boss.
Eric Boss, Chicago.
Yeah.
First one to comment on a post. Love him.
Yeah,
He
he's
be
always
online.
the first. Yeah.
He be online.
He's the first to comment on a post, but he can't check his DMs apparently, because he likes to post about how flooded his DMs are, and he's not going to hit you back. But
You gotta preserve a certain aura. I respect
yeah,
it.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm actually supposed to have him back on. He did a pod not too long ago. I've known him forever.
Really?
Fun guy, good guy. Yeah.
Very fun guy.
Yeah.
We were at the Run Around Sue, and he had a Jabberwocky's mask on. By the end of the night, it was like just a Jabberwocky's mask on. Don't know where his shirt went. He was turned up.
It's shirtless for sure. He looks good. He's got the tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know right now. If I had that body, I wouldn't have a shirt on right now. I'd be doing this podcast shirtless.
That shit get old quick,
That's all
bro.
I'm saying. Not for anyone else, but for me.
Yeah, I
Like
respect
I want to be naked at all times. I feel my best when I'm not clothed, and like
I'm
I'm a little out of shape right now, so it's tougher for me to enjoy
It's
being
winter.
not
We talked
clothed.
about this. It was bulking season.
Yeah, I've been out of shape for long before winter though, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, like when I'm fucking feeling good about when I'm confident about my body, I just want to be shirtless. I feel more connected to the world around me shirtless. You know what I'm saying? I'm soaking up more sun. I'm getting more vitamin D, more oxygen's being absorbed through my pores. I just want to live life dick out.
Clip that.
I'm not coming to see you anymore.
I mean,
Speaking of dick out, I'm gonna take a piss really quick. You need
Rock
any
out.
water or anything?
I'll take a water if you. For sure.
Very exciting news. Brand new sponsor for the show. Shouts to Long Drink. They see the vision. If you guys like what's going on here, you got to go buy some Long Drink. Thank you for watching. We'll be right back. Check this out. All right, party people, you know how it is. Late nights, great music, and that perfect vibe. And what's a better way to elevate the night than with a refreshing drink in your hand? I'm talking about the Finnish Long Drink. If you haven't heard of it yet, the Long Drink is not just any drink. It's a legendary Finnish favorite that's been around since the 1952 Summer Games. It's a deliciously refreshing blend of premium liquor, natural grapefruit flavor, and just the right amount of carbonation. It's smooth, crisp, and perfect for any occasion, whether you're chilling with friends, getting the weekend started, or just winding down after a set. And the best part? It's super convenient. No need to be a mixologist. Just crack the can and you've got a perfectly mixed, ready to drink cocktail. Whether you're into the classic, zero, or strong, there's a Long Drink for everyone. So next time you're tuning into the show or spinning your own beats, grab a Long Drink and take your night to the next level because good vibes deserve great drinks. Cheers to the perfect mix. Music and Long Drink. Let's go, champ. Let's get back to the show. Thank you guys for watching. Shouts to Long Drink. Make sure you go grab one. Peace. You should pull up tonight. It'll be fun. Grandma Annie's is a shit.
I'm with it.
Dig Bipper, local artists. It's gonna be Maximo playing like all the shit that he's made, and then there's this other dude Blackout who's playing all the shit that he's made. It's like a little concert.
Yeah, send me the address. I'll slide. I'm with it. Monday Night Football's not getting it done for me right now. So,
You Bears fan?
yeah, big Bears fan.
Yo, the fucking game, dude.
Fuck them.
They're not doing well.
Sick
but
of that shit.
I've never seen them do great. There's only been one time when they went to the Super Bowl. I was in high school, I think.
Gavin Hester.
Yeah, return the opening kickoff.
Yup.
That was like the most lit shit
That
ever.
was just crazy.
And then we lost.
Yeah, still lost. Being a Chicago sports fan has been rough the past 2 decades.
Well,
Bulls suck.
the Hawks have been going hard. And then the Cubs just won.
Football, basketball, rough.
Yeah, it hasn't been great. I mean, what do you do? Like, we had Jordan, dog. Like, what?
Yeah, I know,
What
right?
can
But
you
I
even
didn't.
do for that?
I didn't though. You know,
I
like,
feel that because I don't like I don't have memories of like seeing Jordan play and like getting to live that. Like if I was 20, if we were 20 when like 96 when he was going crazy and you can go out and
Could you
fucking
imagine?
party and like the city's on fire.
imagine like being at like a bar and like Michael Jordan was on the screen,
bro,
Like, what?
on the screen. Imagine being there when he's fucking in there smoking
Yeah, it'd be
cigars
crazy.
and trying to fuck your bitch.
I would let him, Mike. I'd be like, yo, don't forget about me though, Mike. Like,
You want to hang out with No Tip and Pippen?
Nope.
no Tip and Pippen. His
Yeah.
son's going crazy right now.
Yeah.
He's playing basketball?
Yeah, he's for the Memphis Grizzlies. He just had 30 at the United Center 2 nights ago.
Damn, that's pretty sick. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's dope.
First father-son duo to drop 30 plus in the same gym.
Yeah, so where can people find your music if they want to check it out?
Anywhere, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud,
What is it? Just Jimmy Soto's?
Jimmy Sotos, yeah.
You're just keeping it
For
straightforward.
right now, yeah. Like right now, I'm like, until like I feel like I hone in on, all right, what is my sound? I'm still going as Jimmy Sotos because I'm acknowledging that like I am still learning on the fly, and I'm subjecting myself to just all these different genres of music. And honestly, like my most recent stuff, I feel like is starting to kind of get into like who I am as who's going to be as an artist, as a producer. But that stuff's not out yet. So right now I'm kind of just like really trying to like, because the hardest part for me is getting people to take me seriously in a totally different light. because like they knew me as Jimmy the basketball player and then Jimmy the TikToker, and now it's a whole new like taking me serious as like a actual musician, as an artist.
Yeah.
So right now I'm kind of just like almost like rolling out like a red carpet. Like the show hasn't even started, but it's still a red carpet.
All right.
In my eyes,
the crowd's gathering. You're getting the foundation built here.
Just trying to be consistent and like tap into as many different genres within EDM as possible.
And then in hopes of like finding, you're making all this stuff and then you want something to click like while you're making it and be like, okay,
like low
this
key,
is where I need to be. This is the vein I need to.
Like I low key just made something like a week ago and I've been like tweaking it and playing with it for the past week. And I feel like that might be my bread and butter. But again, like I feel like once a week I'll have like this is the one moment.
Yeah. What's the one you're working on right now? Like what type of thing? Is it a house track? Is it 130?
It's like tech
what
house.
Do we got?
It's
tech
like tech
house.
Yeah. I like to call it like trance. Like really like when you close your eyes, you just like let the sound take over. Like you really fall into trance.
That's dope. I mean, if you're enjoying what you're doing, that's the only real way to do it. Like
but you can't be ass. Like I get that. Like I don't want to live in la la land.
No, you can't be ass. I mean, you can be ass when you start, but you have to have definitely quick progress. You know, like if you're good at something, it starts happening.
Yeah,
you start really.
Like I want people to be able to see the
harnessing
growth one song to the next, and that's why I decided like I'm going to commit to dropping one song every Friday, so you can see the growth. You can see me try different genres, see me play with different sounds, different techniques.
And is this like something you're doing so everybody can follow on your following and shit? Are you're not doing like a series of videos or anything, right? You're just
not necessarily
doing a release every Friday.
Every Friday. Sometimes
you
there'll be
do
visuals
like a
to go with
vlog or
it.
something to go with it. That'd be tight.
Maybe I should.
People could watch. You know, every week drop something. They see
That's actually not
like
bad.
you and your girl doing TikTok dances in the kitchen and shit.
Yeah, I've like I told you, I was doing the social media thing for so long, and like I got so sick of like, I don't know, like for me music is so much of like by definition like showing, not telling. And I feel like for my entire like career on social, on like online, I've just been yapping, telling, like venting, ranting, explaining, chiming in on some shit, like just chatting my ass off every fucking day. And now I'm like, all right, like now I'm just gonna speak through my music. I feel like I've given so much access and I've been so vulnerable and like open about like my day to day, who I am, that like I feel like I need to like honestly pull back a little bit.
Now you're pulling back.
Yeah, I feel like, all right, I've given y'all enough.
See, this is like the opposite of what most people that I would be talking to would be feeling. Because there's most of the time what you hear, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Doing donuts in the street.
What is that, bro?
Always like just like
What the
Somebody doing
fuck?
donuts.
middle of the last music.
The biggest thing you hear is that like someone is making music and they're like trying to tap into the social media thing to promote their music, but they're like, I am uncomfortable talking to the camera. I don't have the confidence. Like most people lack everything that you're like, yeah, I did too much of that.
Yeah, I really feel like I have. Like I brought up like aura and like it's thrown around all the time now, but like there is a certain like allure and like mystique to like certain artists that you want to preserve. My man's is going crazy outside. But I feel like you give so much access to a certain point, there's no more mystique to you. There's no more like, like what am I not seeing? Like eventually they just know everything. And with this pivot, with this whole like new route I'm taking, I want to preserve that this time.
Okay. So are you just not really posting anything on TikTok and stuff? Like
Just
you're
music.
just music shit.
For right now.
That's dope. How's
It also might be a terrible idea. Like I might be like
you won't know until you try.
facts.
Well, I think TikTok's supposed to maybe be banned come January.
Yeah, they've been saying that forever now. I don't trust it.
don't
It's
trust
like
that
fucking.
I just met with the guy whose like e-commerce platform is replacing Shopify for TikTok Shop. And he didn't signal any signs of slowing down. I might have the terminology messed up, but like their platform is going to be TikTok Shop. And he was just trying to reel me in on like how it's going to go down, how he can help me out. So it doesn't sound like TikTok's going nowhere, but that ain't
I mean, there's a looming threat, I think, but
Right.
I don't know. Is it actually going to happen? We'll see.
But I think for me, what will eventually be like all right, now we can take him seriously is when I start performing live, when I start doing live shows. And then I'll have content to show that. They'll be like, oh, he's not, now we know he's not playing around. Like,
But what, you like a DJ set or like a,
so
like a
I would, that's what I want to
festival?
actually holler at you about. Like, I think I want to DJ though a little bit, like at clubs and stuff, just to like get my face out there in the early on stages, you know?
Yeah, and you should. But like a lot of people get lost in that. A lot of people will
They
be like,
only get booked for that stuff.
they only get booked for it, and they also like, you start making money in that world, you start partying in that world, you start gaining recognition in that world. Like it's its own world. So you get into it, and then you're like, oh, this is dope, I can get further down. Oh, I can play here, I can play here. And with that, I think sometimes people lose sight of what they originally started for, and they sort of just lean full DJ, less artist, and like there's definitely a balance there. And
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to keep in mind.
most of the people that I talk to are DJs, nightclub DJs, who are trying to get out into the artist world. They're trying to make their
So
own
you think it
music.
makes
They're
most
trying
sense to really just know in my head the route I'm going and just kind of stay that route? And
maybe,
if people are willing,
like,
if people are willing to take chances on me early on, just kind of based off my name and my platform, that like they'll kind of just like, all right, you can just do your thing tonight, maybe.
no, I don't think you're at a club. I don't think you're gonna get anybody that says, all right, come DJ here and play all your own shit. Like
I wouldn't expect that, but
they're
like
gonna want
covers
you-
to classics, like
remixes and
Right.
shit, sure, as long as the crowd knows, if you're
Right.
playing all your own shit and the crowd is enjoying it, then like, oh, yeah,
right. At the end of the
you're
day,
in.
you got to
Like,
be able to curate a vibe and get people to have a good time.
yeah, that's what it is as a DJ in a nightclub.
So my guy who's basically kind of been holding my hand through this process, he's a manager for some people, and he's basically telling me like early on, you definitely got to like weave in your songs with bangers whenever you get booked. So
That could be sound advice. I mean, yeah, if it's working, then yeah, for sure. If your songs are meshing with whatever else you're playing, then obviously you're onto something, because your songs are matching up with whatever the fuck people are enjoying. You know what I mean? So for sure, yeah.
I definitely don't want to like just get boxed in as a club DJ though, because that's again like I want to be an artist, I want to produce, and I want to perform. Like that's the main like longing thing. Like there, like we talked about like that void that kind of get people long to fill. Like that is definitely the void in my life right now. Like I never realized it until I stopped playing ball that like I leaned so heavily into the theatrics of basketball that I really wasn't even aware of it.
Like what? What are
Like-
the theatrics of basketball?
Like damn near loving the 3-point celebration more than actually hitting the 3-point shot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like looking at the crowd, like rallying people. Like there's a performative angle to basketball that I fucking like. I loved. And then I was doing this whole thing on TikTok, and now I'm performing there, and I didn't realize how much of like an inherent performer that I just kind of love to be. And then going to raves, going to shows, seeing people do it. I want to perform. Like I want to show my personality, and I want to like add my own flavor to it. Like I see what works, I see what doesn't work, and I see what I can offer that other people haven't, and that almost just fell.
What?
The Monopoly guy.
It moved?
Uh-huh.
For real?
I didn't see it. We'll see it on the video on the plate.
Did you eat some mushrooms?
No. But yeah, I want to perform.
Yeah, performing's dope. Performing's dope for sure. It's a little scary at first, but I mean, you already know you love it, so
Yeah.
you know you want to do it. And that helps a lot, having the fucking confidence and coming out there and owning the crowd and being like, this is what I fucking like, look at me, you know? Sometimes I'm up there and I'm like, don't fucking look at me. I don't not today, you know?
Yeah.
But that's tight. And I think you'll find some success in whatever it is you're trying to do. My advice, it's tough for me because I am a DJ. I'm not like doing what you want to do. So if I were you, I wouldn't want advice from me. You know what I'm saying?
But like you
'Cause
said, they go hand in hand. Like I honestly think of it like podcasting. Like if you want to be an influencer, like you almost kind of also got to have a podcast.
it's, yeah, I guess.
Now you do.
That's what I'm saying. And like if you want to produce and perform, like if you make it to a certain point, you definitely don't. But if you're still starting out, like kind of, it's not gonna hurt.
I don't think it's
As
gonna
long as, like you
hurt.
said, you don't lose sight of where you're trying to go.
I don't think it's gonna hurt unless you let it hurt you, unless you let it start taking away from something that you could be doing better, you know? Because you get lost in that party and shit is fucking fun, bro.
Yeah, it is
Getting
fun.
booked for gigs is fun. Knocking shit off your list. Oh shit, I played at this place. I played at this place. I want to play at this place.
Yeah.
You get hungry. I mean, you're a hungry young fella. You know what I'm saying? You're out here ambitious. Just make sure you channel it in the best way possible.
Doing my best.
Yeah.
Doing my best. But at the end of the day, like you said, like just gotta be quick progress though. Like I feel like people will be able to see right through if you're just kind of stagnant, if you're not progressing, if you're not pushing the envelope or anything.
I personally think consistency is more key, or it has been for me in anything that I've ever done than anything. Just consistency. Sometimes you don't feel like you're crushing it, but you can't let that stop you or change you. Some people get this like urge to change what they're doing. You're doing something and it's going well, a video series or whatever the fuck, you're making a certain type of music, and then like one doesn't go as well and you're like, all right, fuck that, you leave it all behind and like go for some other new shit. And it's just like, it's like a dude with a different girlfriend every 2 weeks. You're like, you don't know what you're doing. You know?
Know those guys. Know those guys.
Yeah. But yeah, Diamond Cut, how we looking on time?
You're right then.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right.
Turn.
You want to plug anything else? You want to send people to your SoundCloud or?
Jimmy Soto's SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, wherever you consume your music. Check your boy out and just know I'm in it for the long haul. So if you don't like this one, there's another one on Friday, and then the Friday after that.
Check back in a couple weeks. Check on my boy's progress.
We're getting there.
All right, tight. Thank you for coming through. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate
you having
it.
me, dog.
I feel like I learned a little bit more about you now. I have a deeper respect for you when I see
Appreciate
you out. There's a lot of, I liked you,
Right.
you know, but I didn't know you.
I know, yeah, I know how
But
it
like,
is.
and, you know, you're in the club. There's certain people who you're just like, yeah, I like that guy, and then there's certain people who you're like, get this guy the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. I feel like you can judge a person's character and like the polars of it. Like you can see those people fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you
I'm
for
glad
coming.
I wasn't one of those guys in your eyes.
Yeah.
Off rip. That means I'm doing
Good guy.
something not
Nice
terrible.
guy. A sweet boy.
That's what my girl be saying. She be like, "You're too sweet sometimes." I'm like, "I don't know.
Sweet boy.
I like having friends."
Yeah. But thank you for coming through. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment. Algorithm activating activity. Let's go, champ. Peace.
Well, alright. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin. That's what I love about the human soul. It'll usually show when the truth ain't told. Use a lie.